And we are live. What the Colts? And let's go ahead and get today's show started off with Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you heard that sound. It's the sound of a nice cold one to ring in the new year. Your boys are back. So today's title is We're Back. We're back. It's your boy Ben Goosen, and you know who I'm back. What up, Sage and Mark?
Monkey needs a hug.
I'm gonna give you a virtual hug. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Happy New Year, Feliz Navidad, and all that goodness, man. How was your holiday, man?
It was good. I guess when you and I were texting New Year's Day, well, a couple of days after, because we were kind of busy. It was good. We chilled. For those of y'all that are new to the show, we are in Texas, in San Antonio, and it was cold as shit on New Year's Day. So I didn't go outside till 11:50, and I was inside by 12:05.
Yeah, that New Year's was flipping cold, man. Like, I think the fireworks didn't want to light because it was that damn cold and windy. I don't know.
Terrible. Hey, I've been looking at stuff on YouTube. I've been meaning to tell you this for a while. And there's clickbait. It's 10 wrestling stars you didn't know were gay. It's 10 wrestling stars you didn't know were gay. And it's a big picture of Cesaro kissing CM Punk. How terrible is that?
Yo, the thirst is real, homie.
So I'm not going to lie. I want to click on it. Yeah. I want to click on it, but cheap clickbait. And it's just going to be a 10-minute video about Mr. No Days Off. So how was your New Year?
I can't complain too much, man. Browns, winless season. That's kind of a little bit depressing. Let's see what else went on. Oh, I got some. See if I can find them real quick.
While you look for that, working for the Browns must be the ultimate job because they're expectations. Like if you win, you're already better than last year. You know what I'm saying? Like working for the Browns
was better than last year if we lose another 14, 16 games.
Yeah, 1 out of 32.
That's terrible,
but
bro.
Yeah, I'm not in the playoffs either. My Dolphins didn't look good. Same boat. Damn, what are you looking for? You're doing a hard search.
Yeah, I know, man. I don't know what it is. Hold on, I think I know where it is, man. Hold on, it's definitely worth it, bro. It's that. Well, your boy's gonna go looking. Be right back.
Yes, sir. For the live viewers, as y'all can see, Sage is going to look for something. But one thing I want to tell you guys, as we get you and I are going to talk about, we got a lot to talk about. As you know, our tradition, we take 2 weeks off after the IRWP awards to spend some time with the fam. Real busy dudes. Sage is going to be actually checking out PAX South this weekend. So if you get a chance, Sage the Mark. He's 6'6", big dude, big beard, afro. Going to be our WP gear. We're actually working on a couple of new logos. We got some pretty cool things going on in the mind. Sage is going to be at PAX South So say what's up, take some pictures, throw it on the gram, snap, all that good stuff. PAX South, San Antonio, big video gaming conference. I'm not going to be able to make it because unfortunately I got some family things I gotta go attend. Little niece nephew's birthday, but the thing is, it's awesome. He just discovered. He came up to me this week and said, "Roman Reigns," and I was like, "Wait a minute, wait. Didn't you?" Loves to feel the glow. She loves herself some Naomi. So when they all came over on, I literally watched WrestleMania 34. Coolest thing in the world. When you got some family members who love wrestling just as much as you do, it's one of the coolest things in the world, hands down. So did you find what it was that you're looking for now that you're back?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I'll be at PAX South on Sunday. I was planning on doing on Saturday. We got some things going on, but I will be on Sunday. Y'all hit the hashtag PAX South with the hashtag IRWP, and I'll look for you. I'll give y'all some merch. So if you're out there in San Antonio this Sunday, hit your boy up. But in the interim, so my niece came over today and she got me one of the greatest Christmas presents like ever. So I'm gonna put it on the screen here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man.
Nothing about it.
So these are
the listeners, not the watchers, the listeners.
Yes, for the listeners, I've got this limited edition, meaning there's only one of them in the world. Actual Purunga Dragon Balls. I've got all 7 of them here on the screen, and I will definitely be taking pictures and posting this on our Instagram, so y'all make sure y'all go check this out. But I got all 7 Dragon Balls here, and if I do the magic words, Purunga will come out and grant me 1 wish. So unfortunately there weren't the Shenru ones. Shenru will give you 3 wishes. Purunga will only give you 1 wish. So
I don't watch Dragon Ball Z. What happens if I come and steal those from your house tonight? Yeah, this
is what's gonna happen.
Oh no, you're gonna get the sword. Your ass is getting the sword. Is
that
the katana sword? Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, I've got 4. Your boy's got 4.
So what happens in DBZ if I steal those Purumas?
The Dragon Balls?
If I steal all 7 of those.
Well, first off,
Infinity Stones and Ultron and the Avengers. It's not like the Infinity Stones.
No, because you have to. There's magic words that go along with summoning Purunga, and you don't know those, so I'm not worried. And since I know where you sleep, I ain't worried. So
you tell Purunga to step the hell off. He's gonna catch this. He's gonna catch these fists.
He's gonna catch these hands.
He's gonna catch these. Yeah, you're gonna catch a hook shot to the garbage can, Purunga. I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know what you're trying to do with me and my family, with me and my wife. What game you're trying to get into? Well, let's get into this show. We got a lot to talk about. If you listen to the last show, it's our 2017 IRWP Awards. A lot's happened in 2 weeks. I'll up as quick as we can. Do you want to start with, before we get out of the ring stuff? Do you want to start with Wrestle Kingdom?
So say that again.
Wrestle Kingdom.
Start with outside the ring.
No, start with Wrestle Kingdom. Sorry about that.
With Wrestle Kingdom. So I still haven't fully watched the entire thing because it's like 5 hours long. I did catch the IWGP Junior Heavyweight match, which was flipping amazing. And I didn't see the Kenny Omega. I didn't see the full finish of the Kenny Omega Chris Jericho one, but
you saw the Okada match.
I did see the Okada match,
right?
Yes.
I'll be honest. I only watched the Kenny Omega match because I want to watch 4 hours of it, but I want to have time to sit down and watch it at once. And I haven't read any spoilers or anything, but the Okada match, he's good. He was the PWI #1 guy when looking
last year.
at the PWI rankings. Yeah.
Yeah, he's #1.
Opinion from what you've seen, is he better than Kenny Omega in the ring?
Oh man, I would say so, man. But I think Kenny's just a better showmanship in there. So like pure wrestler, pound for pound, I think Okada. But entertainment wrestling, I think Kenny Omega would take that, man. Like in a heartbeat.
And the entertainment factor.
Yes, exactly. He is the essence, even though he's Canadian, but he is the essence of, I should just say, the essence of Western wrestling. Like Western wrestling is all about the showmanship, the showboating, the bazaar, as
the entertainment for sure.
Yeah. Whereas the European and the East is more about like the technical wrestling, the chain wrestling and things like that. So
right. So by that token, do you think Okada would struggle if he was a free agent? WWE's not going to sleep on him, but would he struggle because there'd be the language barrier? But are you saying he doesn't have that Western entertainment factor?
Yeah, he wouldn't make it in WWE. I mean, I'll just say it hands down, Okada wouldn't make it in the WWE. It's just the fan base plays a big role in making the wrestler. And if there's any indications of some of these towns that we've seen, Wisconsin and Tennessee, some places in Tennessee, I think it was like Memphis or something like that, where the crowds are just kind of dead to the Japanese stars. Asuka's probably the one who gets the biggest pop, and that's not saying much.
Right. They definitely like themselves the entertainment factor. So I agree, man. It's one of those things. Maybe he'd go like the ball route, where since he doesn't have the mic skills or whatnot, it takes you twice as long for everybody to really recognize, oh man, you can go. Until you talk, you can go. And I was in the same boat. I just watched one match, the Kenny Omega Chris Jericho match. I thought it was a good match. It's kind of weird, but kind of cool seeing Chris Jericho. I don't know what the future holds or what he's going to do. The future later on. Marty Scurll.
Yeah.
Can't pronounce his last name barely. He's a guy who I'm going to be pretty intent on getting behind in 2018 because I saw him at ROH here in San Antonio. I've heard he's good in the ring, so I want to invest some time into him. And I saw some cool like broken fingers move that he does. He's a guy that I'm gonna watch out for in 2018, man. I think the villain he's got. That's the good thing about the Bullet Club is they're all kind of got different, but they just happen to be friends. And I'm digging Cody with the blonde. Wait, did you see they announced a date for the 10,000 show?
Is it September 1st? It's a Saturday.
Have they picked a city?
They haven't given us the venue yet. That was actually one of the things I wanted to do today, is try to cross-reference to see if maybe the WWE has a show on the 2nd of September. Because if they do, I would think more than likely, if it's a big city, that they would try to capitalize off of that venue. Sort of like how a lot of wrestlers and promotions do that when WrestleMania rolls around. There's a lot of wrestling that
it would have to be
in the same city. Well, SummerSlam is in August. Like
it'd have to be SummerSlam, right?
Yeah, SummerSlam is in August, though. But they have a confirmed.
It was August. Yeah, they do. So summer. So it's they're not going to have a pay-per-view if because you're not going to piggyback off a house show. You're going to piggyback off a SummerSlam.
Yeah, you
Weekend
typically
is
want
September
to.
1st.
Yeah, you're right, but they're not going to have a SummerSlam on September 2nd. Like, that's too late.
Pretty much means that WWE won't be in the same town that the 10,000 Cody Rhodes show is, the 10,000 person attendance Cody Rhodes show is going to have, right?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, we don't. I would think that the smart play would be to piggyback off of a pay per view, and you piggyback off of a pay per view that's in
But they're not.
in a city. Well, I don't know. Like, is there a pay per view on the 2nd? Do we know?
No, not a WWE. There can't be, because at the end of August, there's at least a 3-week hiatus to a month before the next pay-per-view.
But remember, after the first,
like this past,
remember
this
that
past, I looked it up, was on August 20th. You know what it is? Wait,
they might
when
have a
is
split
Labor Day?
pay-per-view.
Maybe Labor Day. They're cashing in on a holiday weekend.
Well, remember that after the first 6 months, they're going to start doing the whole split pay-per-view thing to the end of the year.
You know what it is? No. They're cashing. I just looked. Labor Day is Monday, September 3rd. SummerSlam will be like August 25th.
Yeah.
So obviously, there's no confirmed date for SummerSlam yet. Piggybacking off of SummerSlam or any type of WWE, like SmackDown only or Raw only pay-per-view, on the long weekend.
Well, SummerSlam is going to be, the SummerSlam's already confirmed. It's going to be in Brooklyn again. Because they signed like a 3-year deal with them, and the venue, remember, the venues are set about a year in advance. So we should have at least up to Survivor Series. Like, there should be some type of notation up to Survivor Series on it. But maybe we'll piggyback that off for maybe the next next pay-per-view, but maybe next week. And
yeah, well, for sure, either which way, Cody Rhodes is taking advantage of that 3-day weekend everybody's got.
Yeah,
and he has to have. We talked about it.
Yeah, big ups to Cody Rhodes, man. His match was just amazing, and Brandy was really solid, man. Like, I liked her as a valet, as a manager. Like, she plays up the heel role very, very well. They complement each other very, very well. It's just it's funny to me that, like, this is the Cody Rhodes that could have been in the WWE, but
yeah, well, he's out making his money.
Yeah, can't complain, man. So, all in.
No, yeah. So, what else? I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch wrestling. Christmas week, I watched Raw, but I didn't watch Christmas or New Year's SmackDown. It was kind of like a 2-week inadvertent break from wrestling, and then once I got behind, I didn't want to catch up. I did watch Raw and SmackDown this week, and I thought Raw was pretty good. So, over our 2-week hiatus, did anything really happen outside of Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins winning the tag championships?
Well, this is the I think this is the first period of time after Clash of Champions. I think it was the last pay-per-view.
Right.
All right. So this is the first time ever since the brand split that we've had this long of a hiatus with no pay-per-views for either brand. So one of the topics that I wanted to bring to you today, man, is and the reason why I'll preface this, a lot of people are complaining about the storylines more now than ever, about things just not manifesting as quickly and as fast as possible. And I wanted to see how you feel about the impact of not having I think it's a direct correlation of us not having a pay-per-view in between Clash of Champions and Royal Rumble. But I wanted to see what your thoughts were on it, Goose. How do you feel, now that we don't have that extra pay-per-view or two, and how it's impacting the actual storylines between the pay-per-views? That makes sense.
We're getting like 6 weeks off. Yeah, we're getting the long period. It's about 6 Clash of Champions and the Royal Rumble. So I'm okay with it because it's the Royal Rumble and it's a kind of a joint show. But I feel like you would think they'd have maybe a heavyweight title match on each show on the IRWP award show. Universal title's not going to be defended on Raw. AJ Styles isn't defending it. There's just not a title defense in between there. Even if it's like a botched ending, like a DQ ending or something. What happened was a tag team title change on Raw. I don't, because I love the Royal Rumble, me personally. And a lot gets started and a lot happens at the Royal Rumble. The women's Royal Rumble is going to happen. And a lot is going to happen in the women's Royal Rumble. So I'm cool with that. But I feel like maybe they should have mini storylines. Because 6 weeks is a good amount of time for a mini storyline. Maybe it's Titus Brand versus something. Or maybe throw some guys on TV that aren't on TV much. Or maybe just start like a feud that starts week 1 of the 6-week layover and ends week 4 at the Royal Rumble. So I wish they'd start a couple mini feuds, but it just seems like it's delaying. It's like where they have something week 1, but they have to delay it until week 7 or 8 or whatever. Rumble. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'd even be cool with like a Heath Slater, Bo Dallas, or even pushing the undefeated streak thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, you got 6 weeks and you got to throw something on entertaining. You know, so I don't mind it, but
do you like it?
I'm not interested.
The fact that there's no, I mean, this is going to be the new norm for the first half of the year, not having that many pay-per-views. We're essentially going to be getting one pay-per-view a month. And do you feel like, I mean, do you honestly feel like it's not impacting the regular shows?
I'm okay with it because it's a nice break. Because after the Royal Rumble at the end of January, pretty much there's an average every 2 weeks. Is that fair? 3 weeks tops.
You mean there's going to be a pay-per-view every 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah, like because of the brand split.
Oh no, that's gone though.
A paper.
That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean that's gone?
That's gone now, man. Like we're not gonna have where it's every 3 weeks we have a pay-per-view. It's literally going to be one pay-per-view a month. So it'll be Royal Rumble, and then it's going to be like Elimination Chamber, and then there won't be another pay-per-view until WrestleMania. As in,
yeah, but wait. So Elimination Chamber will be a Raw pay-per-view, right?
It should be a Raw pay-per-view
or something like that. We'll just call it a Raw.
Yeah, and then there won't be another pay-per-view until WrestleMania.
So SmackDown's last pay-per-view was Clash
of Champions.
Then they get one. Yeah, SmackDown exclusive.
Yep.
That can't be right.
That's right, man. I'll tell you. That's what. They announced this last year.
Right now.
Yeah, they announced this last year that they were cutting down on the amount of pay-per-views, that they weren't going to have pay-per-views every 3 weeks. So there would have been, technically speaking, if it was on last year's run, we would have had another pay-per-view between the 1st and the 16th of this month before the Royal Rumble. It would probably been the second week. It would have probably been this Sunday. And then 2 weeks later,
it would have been like a Raw pay-per-view.
Yeah, then we would have the Royal Rumble. And then after the Royal Rumble, sometime in mid-February, well, actually, sometime in late February, early March, we would probably have had a pay-per-view there, and then no pay-per-view until WrestleMania. So,
wait a minute. You're right, because now I think about it. What was the last Raw pay-per-view?
The last review? No, since before Survivor Series. I think they had one right before Survivor Series.
Holy crap.
Yeah, man. Budget cuts. So I just pay attention to that. Like, that's all I'm saying. Just pay attention to it for the
Wow.
first half of the year. Pay attention to it because to me, I think having the pay-per-views so frequent for the brands helped with progression of storylines. And I know that a lot of people last year were complaining about the amount of pay-per-views, but now that they've scaled it back, this is our first period where we've actually felt the scale back. Now people are complaining about the progression of the storylines. Like, there was no build for Asuka and Alexa Bliss before they had their match, and then the whole Shane Daniel Bryan thing is seems to be going a little slower. Like, some weeks it's slow, other weeks it's fast, some weeks are slow, etc., etc.
So I'm cool with it if and only if, and I'm going to use the UFC as a reference. If it's truly their model to go with pay-per-views that end storylines, and so it's more impactful, I'll be cool with it. UFC used to do it before they went to monthly pay-per-views. You'd have one every like 2 or 3 months, and the cards were stacked. If now that I know that, but it's really tough because I've got it so ingrained in my mind that there's going to be a pay-per-view every 2 weeks, or each show has their own pay-per-view every month. You've got to do something somehow that keeps it entertaining, knowing there's going to be a pay-per-view. I know it's once a month, but it's going to end up being like almost close to 6 weeks and stuff. So if they could tell storylines for that long and keep it interesting for that long, and WWE's kind of gone away from that in the past couple years because people have short attention spans, and they use it to really build up a story, then I could dig it. Yeah, I definitely at times thought last year, all right, man, let me do this. So I'm going to watch football. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Forgot this pay-per-view's on. I got to watch this pay-per-view. Or I had stuff planned and then I forgot. Nope, I'm going to watch this WWE pay-per-view. So it seemed like, man, there's a lot of pay-per-views. So are you a fan? If you just said yes or no, are you a fan?
No, I'm not a fan. I'm definitely not a fan of less pay-per-views. I'm just not. It makes me less interested in Raw, to tell you the truth. I mean, they can't tell a story to save their lives.
Yeah, it's like the wrong thing was done when the point is, to WWE, their point is, let's have less pay-per-views so they could be more impactful. But then you say, okay, cool, let's throw Alexa and Asuka together with no build-up. All right, well, that just kind of defeats the purpose of going the build-up route. But maybe you'll have more of those one-off bitches.
Yeah, I mean, it's
interesting to see where they go.
It's possible. I mean, I'll stay positive as much as I can, man. But it's definitely something that I think that people are complaining about, but they're not really realizing that, hey, they got what they wanted. You complain that there was too many pay-per-views, we took them away. Now you're complaining about this. So, but so
far enough.
Yeah, definitely speaking, man. But so during our hiatus, they confirmed the rules for the women's. So we are getting a full 30.
What's that?
Yeah, we get a full 30. The time length between them are going to be exactly the same. The only thing that I wasn't really, I guess, fully understanding is whether or not they'd have to go over the top rope or if they have to go over the middle rope. Because I've heard it both ways, but I don't know. I guess I'm assuming that it's going to be through the top rope. But 30, man.
Yeah.
30 is the magic number. We're going to get a lot of legends.
Are you going to come watch the Royal Rumble party with me? for the
Oh,
Royal Rumble. We're not having it. We're not having it at my house this year.
yeah. Dobby told me. I think his brother's is going to be hosting it. So
Okay, good, good.
yeah.
I'll get you the details and all that good stuff on that. Oh yeah. Because you normally run the numbers. That's right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know about the top rope thing either, or middle rope, or just they say throwing out the ring in general, just because all the women are so small.
At least the middle rope, man. Give some dignity
It's got to
to
be.
it.
It's got to be the middle rope. Are there even 30 women? I mean, what is there, like 8 per brand?
Yeah. So that there's actually there's 20 roster women on the main roster between both brands. There's actually a full 20. Taking out the champs, that's going to give you 18.
Okay.
And then bringing up if you bring up some of the NXT women, you can get it to about 25. And then you would have to backfill with um with some legends. So assuming, and this is not accounting the legends pieces, not accounting Ronda Rousey, who we pretty much all know who's going to be there. So which brings me to an interesting conversation on the 5 legends that you would like, legends or superstars outside of WWE and completely outside of WWE that you would like to see fill those 5 spots for the Royal Rumble. And let's try to be a little realistic because AJ Lee ain't coming back, guys.
No, yeah. So you're saying 5? Anybody? Just 5?
Yes, 5.
It could 5 realistic anybody.
Yeah, realistically 5 anybody, excluding Ronda Rousey.
Okay, what about can my wife be in it? Because if she wins, then I'm connected to the WWE.
I'll allow it.
All right, well, I'm not picking her because she'll lose.
She's pretty vicious.
Yeah, she'll lose. Outside of Rousey. So if I had to pick 5, I would go with Trish Stratus, who may end up actually being a realistic shot to be in it. Trish Stratus would be number 1. Lita. No, I think she's got a broke ass neck. Trish Stratus. Oh man, I forget her name. Misha Tate.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to scratch that out real quick, man, because she's prego.
Oh, all right, never mind. I didn't know that. So, dude, I can't think of 5 girls that should be in it. Michelle Rodriguez, Gina Carano. What am I at, 3?
That's 3, bro.
I'm just trying to think of
Gina
some
Carano,
badass chicks. Bro. And the other 2 4 horsemen woman chicks.
Okay.
In Ronda Rousey's thing. I can't think of anybody at all.
That was a good picks, man.
Who would you pick?
I think Trish is pretty much a lock, man. Beth Phoenix, Gail Kim. She recently retired, but I think she would be able to make it. And then the final 2. Oh no, I can't say that. Because they're coming up from NXT, so never mind.
What about Stephanie McMahon?
Yeah, I could do Stephanie.
Oh, Stephanie, yeah.
That would be good. And then my last one would probably be, I would like to see Victoria, man.
Yeah, well, that's a good one.
But it's honestly, it'll probably be, was it the Barbie Blank? What's her name? Kelly. It'll probably be Kelly.
Summer Rae. Yeah. What about Maria Menounos? She's a big WWE fan. She could probably do it.
Nah, man, I'd rather have Snooki.
Oh yeah, you could bring old Snook back, especially since Jersey Shore's fixing to come back on.
That's for Rose right there.
Oh yeah. So let's get into this week in wrestling, and then I want to talk. You brought it up to me. You texted me earlier and talk predictions for 2018, and we could debate those. This week in wrestling, I thought Raw was all right. Seeing Miz come back was awesome and cut that promo about taking the IC title back. We finally got to hear. What do you think of Matt Hardy's Woken theme? And what have you thought so far of the Woken gimmick?
I've enjoyed the Woken gimmicks so far, man. I like I absolutely like the banter back and forth. The in ring, not so much. Like that's a little bit too much for me. I'm just wondering where it's gonna go from here. The theme song had me a little disappointed, man. I really, it's missing something. It's missing something.
I don't think it's missing something, but what if it doesn't need him saying "I will delete you" at the beginning? It could just start off with the piano. It could just be a.
Yeah, the piano's like 0.8 of a second.
True.
Like, you barely hear it, man, and that's kind of like when I see him, like he reminds me of like a crazy Bach.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
And his music doesn't reflect that. And that, if Jim Johnston was here, he would have gotten it.
Even better. Rebby Sky could have produced the hook.
That's
the
what I'm
piano
talking
hook
about.
On it.
I'm holding out more piano for WrestleMania, bro.
Oh yeah, it definitely needs more piano, and it doesn't need him. It's a great song. Don't get me wrong. I've been actually looking for it on Spotify all week. It's a good song, but it'll be. You know what's cool is I think Jeff Hardy owns the Obsolete song because I think he made it himself, so he'll still be able to sing that song when he finally comes back.
I got that on loop, bro. I use that to work out.
So, I text you, I think a week ago, and I told you what I think's going to happen. So do you think we're going to get like Ipweed and Broken Jeff Hardy or Woken Jeff Hardy? Or do you think, personally, I think Matt's going to be fine. He's going to do the Woken thing for a while. I won't be surprised to see Jeff Hardy show up on SmackDown.
It's not going to happen, man. Their contract is for them to be together, regardless if they fight together or if they're separate. Their contracts are they make more money together than they do apart, man. Those days where Jeff makes it all the money by himself, those days are gone, man. So
you think he'll come back as Woken Matt?
Brother Nero, yeah. I'm hoping he comes through as Brother Nero, but I, like you, want to see Itchweed, bro. I gotta see some Itchweed. I gotta see that weed whacker and just like
we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah.
I'm not vested into the heavyweight titles, the universal title scene on Raw. Kane's gonna lose the match. Like, he's gonna take the pin. We all know he's not gonna win. And I'm just not that vested into it. I'm glad it's not Braun taking the pin. Miz is back, which is nice. The Shield was the biggest flop of 2017 by far. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but hey, flops happen. It was just like the NWO when they reunited and Kevin Nash tore his quad in the ring. It just wasn't meant to be this go round. I'm not interested in 205 Live. Not gonna lie. The Enzo thing, we talked about how well he was doing for a while, but it's just kind of become stagnant. I saw him, props to Enzo this week for taking a true G ass whooping and fighting it up like a man. I don't know if he's really hurt or whatnot, but I know he got popped in the eye. But I'm just not digging 205, man, on Raw. You at all? I'm not saying that those guys are not talented and good in the ring.
If Drew Gulak isn't on the TV, I've got no interest, man. Drew Gulak, the 4 people have to be there at all times, man, for me to be invested in it. It's Drew Gulak, it's Daivari, it's Tony Nese, and then last but not least, Gallagher, man. Those 4 have got to be on 205 on a consistent basis in order for me to be tuned in. Because to me, those are the best. The best in the ring, the best showmanship. They've got the best mic skills. I mean,
that's the magical sound right there, ain't it?
That's it, man. I feel you. Yeah, I mean, I watched 205 Live this week, and I felt a little embarrassed, man. Like, TJP was throwing like a little temper tantrum, trying to kick stairs and pick up tables. And yeah, man, if you ever seen a guy under 205 try to pick up the staircases and flip tables, it's not a good sight, bro. I don't know who scripted that, but yo, don't ever do that to TJP again. Please don't.
Yeah, see, just not. It's not doing it for me. They don't need to change the colors of the ropes. It's just not doing it for me at the moment. SmackDown's still, good. They got a lot of good, solid wrestling talent, but I don't know. I guess just like you mentioned earlier, we're kind of in the long haul, and I'm pretty much at this point just waiting for the Rumble to start. Wrestling hasn't been horrible. This week wasn't absolutely terrible by any means.
Yo, the SmackDown right after Christmas was hot.
Which one was that one? I didn't watch it.
Oh man, that was the one with the with New Day versus Rusev and damn, I'm about to mark out, bro. I feel it in my bones, bro.
It was a triple threat.
No, it wasn't a triple threat. It was like the gingerbread man. Oh no, that was the week after. That was the week prior, man. They had it was pretty hot, but I can't remember what exactly it was, man. I have to go back and watch it. But Rusev Day was definitely on point.
So okay, the 2 weeks I took off, all I watched was the Rusev Day segments. Damn, Rusev Day was over. Yes. And then they lost this week. They lost.
Yeah, I'm a little upset about that.
They lost to Breezango, like a jobber tag team that has entertaining backstage skits. Come on. How are they not recognizing that Rusev Day is getting over? And then you have them. So I DVR'd SmackDown and I fast forwarded through that match, trying to find the ending of the match. And I actually fast forwarded past the ending because I thought, oh yeah, Rusev's for sure going to win this. So maybe they'll have a maybe they'll have a mini feud. No, I was just saying, I'd love to see some mini feuds go on. Yeah, so I just
roll up pen. So
yeah, I just double judged myself. So, oh well, not going to listen to myself for a while. Big deal. But yeah, Rusev Day's getting over. Love me some Rusev Day.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm glad his shirt is selling out, man. Good for him, man. Dude suffered so much, and I really hope that he wins the Money in the Bank match, man. I dude's been through a lot, man.
Oh yeah. So, do you want to get into the 2018 predictions?
Yeah, sounds good, man. So, the reason why I brought this to you, man, is that like I feel like in the past years we haven't put any type of predictions or resolutions for the podcast, or even trying to figure out what we think is going to be happening in 2018. So I thought it would just be a good idea if each of us come up with 5 things and we keep track of them throughout the year and see if they come to fruition.
Sure. So, okay. You want to go first? We'll go one-on-one, back and forth.
We'll go one-on-one. All right. So I'll let you go first, since
well, my first one, when you text me earlier about this and said, hey, come with five heaters for 2018. First one was that Kenny Omega will not be in the WWE in 2018. That was my very first thought. Dave Meltzer broke a story about 2 minutes after I texted you saying Kenny Omega signed a new contract with NJPW that runs till January of next year, and not even Royal Rumble time January. It's like the last day of January, however many days are in this month. So he definitely won't be in the WWE this year and won't be in the Royal Rumble next year. So let's crap on that.
Hey, but doesn't NJPW have like one of those flexible contracts where they'll let them do like one-offs, or even
if they're okay with it? They're not dumb. So they're not going to be like, man, we're okay if you go do some indie shows. All right, I'm going to go to WWE for a bit later. And WWE is not going to sign somebody who is going to be on WWE TV this week and then say, hey, man, I can't be on Raw next week. I'm doing NJPW. So I think they're just cool with ROH because they're stateside and stuff.
Gotcha.
So my first pick was that in 2018, the New Day will turn. I was debating if they're going to break up or not. The New Day will turn into heels in 2018. That's my first pick. I think they've had huge face run. And what's a solid face run without I know they started as heels and then it got over whatever, but what's a face run without a solid heel run before you break them up?
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Oh, it's gonna be real tough, but
They're
they
like
can
the
pull
new
it off.
DX, man.
They could pull it off.
Yeah.
They could, and especially because of who they are, they would have no problem cheating, and they've got the mic skills. When the marks cheer for them and certain fans cheer for them, like they're the cool heels, they've got the mic skills well enough to stop doing catchy stuff and all that stuff, and they've got the mic skills to do it.
That might be like old school feels, man, where when a guy turns heel, you like legitimately are crushed.
Yeah. So are you writing? Are you writing these down? 'Cause I'm gonna put them in my fridge. Okay.
Yeah, I'm writing
So,
it down. So
New Day will turn heel in 2018.
gotcha. That's a good pick there, dude. All right, man. So in 2018, I firmly believe that the president will be impeached.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to think. Do I agree with that one? And I've said this a million times.
Wait. Let me just add. And by president, I mean Vincent Kennedy McMahon will be impeached from his position as president, as he will be taking job elsewhere. And the feud between Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon will ultimately lead to Triple H taking over the entire company.
The core of what you're saying in 2018 is Vince McMahon will no longer be quote unquote, maybe he'll own a bunch of shares or whatever, but he quote unquote won't be running the WWE anymore.
That is correct.
Wow. It's in his 70s, so I could feel for that. And then we talked about on the last show the $100 million side project he's looking into. So yeah, I think we all know, it's going to remain a family run business, but okay. That's a good one. Go into mine, 2018. And this is something that will not happen in 2018. CM Punk will not be in the WWE or anything in 2018 at all.
Is that even like a legitimate, like people actually think he's coming back?
If his UFC career doesn't go well, because he's obviously not fighting anytime soon. So I'm banking on it because the Hall of Fame is coming up.
Gotcha.
So I think that CM Punk will not do anything. No, you know what? I will say this. CM Punk will not do anything in a wrestling ring. Because if anybody was to join the Bullet Club or perhaps help Cody out with a 10,000 seat show like we talked about a few weeks ago.
Yeah, buddy.
He would be the man. And he said so himself when he left the WWE. He may show up one day in a luchador mask and wrestle an independent show with one of his buddies. Now, CM Punk will not be in any form of wrestling organization or ring in 2018.
Oh, so you say he's not going to be affiliated with wrestling, period?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Because obviously, if he think about it, now we're talking about it. So Kenny Omega hasn't even been confirmed for the 7-person show. I'm sure he'll be there. It's September 1st. You've got the full-on Bullet Club. And the show is in Chicago. And they announced CM Punk is going to have his first match post WWE. And Daniel Bryan, like we said, is coming up on free agency. He'll be there.
Damn.
Dolph Ziggler looks like he's on free agency.
Damn.
There's the opportunity there for CM Punk to come back to WrestleMania. But I'm gonna put my foot down and say he will not be in a wrestling ring in 2018.
Man, that's bold right there, Goose. That's bold.
You got to take chances on these. That's why I picked tough ones.
You gotta do, man. And speaking of chances, I predicted in 2018 that Montez and what's his name?
Beats me. I just call them Street Profits.
Montez and is it Antonio or damn, I forgot his name, man. That's terrible on me. But the Street Profits will be tag team champions in 2018.
In NXT or anywhere?
In NXT. I think
that's a safe bet.
I think that they'll make it, man. Probably towards the latter half of the year. But I think that they're being groomed to be tag team champions, man. And good for them, man. Those are some entertaining cats, man. They don't wrestle every week, but the skits that they do have, they make the best out of it, and it's just so much fun to watch those cats.
So I've got a third one, and this one is tough because the dude is only 22, I think, right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Velveteen Dream will make his main roster debut in 2018. Because it was a lot. I mean, he's 22, I think. 22 or 23. Young, you have plenty of time to make your main roster debut, so I wanted something tough. He will make his main roster debut in 2018.
Damn, Goose. I don't know, man. I mean, where would you debut him?
Raw, so he could be edgier.
Okay.
But his character doesn't have to be edgy like Goldust was in the Attitude Era. He could just be so ambiguous and just him, like vain. I wish they'd change his theme song to something more Prince-like, but I think he'll make a 2018 debut.
I mean, if there's anybody on that roster that, I mean, he doesn't have anything to prove in NXT. I mean, it really doesn't. Doesn't need to be champ.
No, not at all.
His wrestling is solid. I think he would appeal to the crowd. I think I think you're right, man. I mean, he would pull essentially the same thing that Elias did. And by the way, WWE Walk with Elias.
Elias is hitting next level, any?
Yeah, he is. Oh man, give that boy some merch because he needs it, bro.
Yeah,
he needs it, bro.
So what's your third?
Speaking of merch, I predict in 2018 that our merch game will be on point.
Our merch game will be on point. I'm gonna agree with you on that one.
Our merch is going to be on point, man. We're gonna have things out. We're gonna get things rolling. They're gonna be pretty solid designs, and I can't wait. I can't wait, man.
So my fourth point, and this one's been in the news a lot, will not wrestle a match in 2018.
Damn, Goose.
Even though he's been rumored or advertised or whatever to be at Anniversary. But I don't care about that because so is Stone Cold. A bunch of legends are going to be there that aren't ever going to wrestle. And I know there's rumors of him fighting Cena, him fighting that person. Guess what? It's WrestleMania season coming up. There's going to be a million rumors about a million guys fighting a different million guys. My fourth pick for 2018 is that Undertaker will not wrestle in a match in 2018.
You know he's fighting Sting, right?
I would prefer him to fight Sting over John Cena. Wouldn't be a great match, but if they didn't do a lot of bumps or anything like that, it could be and stuff like that. So, agree or disagree?
I disagree, man. I don't think it'll necessarily be John Cena, but I do think that he will fight at WrestleMania. I don't want to see it, but I don't know, man. I honestly, if they're gonna make the match, make it with Sting. Just make it with Sting. I think that would be a fitting end to both of their careers. Because
Oh yeah.
I think
So
they
do you
both
think the
got
match would be
crappy
good
deals.
at all?
I think the entrance will be entertaining, and that's all I need, to be honest with you. Like I want a grandiose send off for both of them, man. Like something that's worthy of two legends just calling it quits.
Yeah, I think by any means, it'd be cool if Sting kicks out of one or two. But it's just the fact you have to respect that you have those two guys in the ring at the same time, far out of their prime.
Mm-hmm.
But I think both of those guys, because Undertaker's matches haven't been terrible at the past few WrestleManias. You could just tell he's a bit older. But both of those guys would know, especially, Sting had a stinger and an injury in his last match with Seth Rollins. Both of them would know, all right, we got to protect each other out here. We can't be going hurting each other.
Yep.
But they would know things that they could do to help make that an obvious factor in the match, or still they would take that into account. Like Undertaker's not going to do. Remember, he used to do the dive over the top ropes outside the ring. You're not going to do that, but he would do things that are more impactful. That match happens. So, what's your fourth point?
So my fourth point kind of goes with my first point, with the president being impeached. Is that I think that the brands will be consolidated by Survivor Series. I think that,
oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't want to see it. I prefer them to be separated, but the writing staff is having a hard time on Raw. SmackDown is consistently delivering better storylines.
But they don't get better ratings.
They don't, but I mean, I don't think it's a lack of people not liking SmackDown. I just think that people have been conditioned to watch wrestling on Mondays.
So let me ask you then. We're going to talk new business versus renewal business versus retention.
Mm-hmm.
Two terms you and I are very familiar with. So to appease, I don't know what ratings are. We'll just say a 3.0 every week or 2.0. I don't think there's high as 3. In the Attitude Era, they were about 5 to 6, a 5.0 to a 6.0 every week. Now, if you're at a 2 or 3, obviously something's got to figure out. So the market plays a huge part, the economy in general, blah, 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 right? But marks will be marks, and marks will watch wrestling. So if you look at your retention, that's the marks, right? And we're always going to watch no matter what.
Yep.
So you have to keep them entertained, and how do you do that? Good quality, entertaining matches. They're there to see the next AJ Styles. They're there to see Kenny Omega come over. They're purist wrestling fans. So how do you bring, when you compare SmackDown to Raw and say SmackDown's better, but SmackDown has lower ratings, people in to watch the show? If you're going to say one show is better than the other, so we have to merge brands, how do you get new people in watching it?
I mean, if you do it with one storyline, you can kind of just condition it to be one storyline continuing on to the next day, or they'll have to end up spacing out Tuesdays to maybe like Thursdays again or Fridays again. But I mean, that's the way that you'll get them to hook. I mean, that's the only way that you'll be able to get them to hook, to make the storylines concurrent between the two between the two shows. Um, I think that they the 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 writers are lazy. Like they're straight up lazy. And I hate to call it that because I know that they work hard, and I'm not trying to chastise them for what they do, but you can just see it. And then they get upset when the talent doesn't have they don't have anything for the talent, and the talent goes out and they make something out of chicken crap.
So
So
would you,
I mean, what are they supposed to do?
the wrestlers that we have in the world now, all of them worldwide, this is the most in ring, this is the most wrestling talent we've ever had in the world.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think it's
So you have
I
to
think
have
it's
two shows by that.
I mean, you're gonna have two shows in the sense that you'll have a SmackDown, you have a Raw, but you're only gonna have one concurrent storyline amongst the two shows. It's not going to be separated how it is now.
Now, right. So if Brock was fighting for, if the world heavyweight title was defended on Raw, you're saying there's no, the the world champ doesn't have to be on SmackDown because he was just on Raw the night before.
Exactly.
Hours of wrestling to fit X amount of wrestlers in no matter what. And you have to make it work. So you don't have to, just because I'm feuding with Sage, I go do a run and beat you up in the ring. That doesn't mean you have to come beat me up in the ring on Tuesday. So I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. That you could have two separate brands, just two, but
they wouldn't really be brands though. They would just be shows, right?
Yeah, two shows, one brand. But you'd have to figure out a way to still keep. You'd have one heavyweight title, obviously.
Yep.
But you could still keep the U.S. title and the Intercontinental, right? Or rename them, because with all that talent, you need a couple extra titles.
I mean, you could, and maybe have the Universal, not the Universal title. Do away with the Universal title if you're going to do it that way. I mean, you'd have to. It would make no sense. I mean, there's no value to it now. I mean, the top belt is the Intercontinental belt. Don't make no mistake. That is the top belt. That's throughout all the brands. The Intercontinental belt is the top belt. Unfortunately, you got to do away with the Universal title. You can have the Intercontinental title and the U.S. title, but they need to be on separate shows. And
Wait, but you just said they're going to be. You're not having different shows.
Yes, but don't make it like official that it's for that show, but just make it like just for that show itself, because they're essentially the same title. It just
only defended on Monday nights, and the other one's only defended on Tuesday nights.
Correct.
Regardless of the talent fighting.
Correct. Keep those two separate, and keep those two separate. I think those need to be separate for those particular brands because they're essentially the same belt. And then consolidate the tag team championships to one belt and let those float between the two brands or between the two shows.
Okay, I gotcha. My next and final guess for the year. Years of Pain will win main roster tag team gold in 2018.
So they're going to get the call up this year, huh?
Yeah, they haven't been on NXT in forever, since Survivor Series weekend.
So what brand would you put them on?
If they're going to debut as heels, I'd put them on Raw. Just because on SmackDown, you have the Bludgeon Brothers that are the two big dudes that annihilate everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume they're going to debut as heels with Paul Ellering. So I'd throw them on Raw. Yeah. But yes, I definitely think they'll get the call up.
I think having them on Raw would be the best. I think that if they do that, Paul Ellering will be gone, which I think will be a travesty. I like the managers, the valets and the managers. But I don't know. Maybe they'll pair him with Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns and Nia Jax and make them the Wild Samoans. I really want to see that, bro. I do, man. I think that would
It's
be amazing.
be interesting. What's your fifth pick?
My fifth and final pick is actually for our podcast. So I predict that by the end of the year that we will reach 1,000 followers combined total among audio, among Twitter, social media, and Instagram. We're going to get a total of 1,000 followers by the end of the year. We're actually almost halfway. Actually, I think we are a little halfway to our goal already. So, kudos to that. So we've only got 500 to go.
Definitely
Hashtag
doable.
500 to go.
Definitely doable. Well, those are our kind of guesstimations for the year. I didn't have anything else I wanted to cover. Not a lot has really happened in these past 2 weeks. Did you have anything else you wanted to touch on?
No, it's good to be back. I'm thinking that we're back. It's good to be back, man. Yeah, definitely good to be back. So I can't wait till next week. Hopefully we'll get some, maybe we could start making some early predictions for the Royal Rumble in terms of who's going to win and things like that. But, not final picks, but just maybe shifting picks or something. So,
yeah, you know what we should do? So I got an idea for next week. I need to write this down somehow because I'll forget. So at the Royal Rumble party that we have every year, folks, we do a draft, but it's like what would you call it? Just a pot.
Yeah.
And everybody pulls a number out of a hat and whatever. Oh, we're going to do it twice this year then because the female one's going on.
That's right.
So you pull a number out of a hat and whatever. That means I have whoever comes in 15th in the Rumble to win the Rumble, and then I win the pot of money. So unfortunately, in the past few years, I've had the likes of Kevin Nash, which was horrible. I think I had Goldust, and then I had R-Truth one year. And years ago, I actually had Sheamus, and he won the thing, so it was pretty awesome. But yeah, I've had some really crappy picks. So what we should do is just come up with the top 3 to 5. Who are the favorites to win the Rumble?
I like
because
that,
normally when me and you watch the Royal Rumble together, because we went, we all know, like, this person, the odds-on favorite. Everybody wants that person. Number comes up and that person comes out. Everybody wants that number. I know who my number 1 pick is. I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but I'll tell you next week. So do we have any shout-outs we got to get into?
Not this week, man. I'll get them all together for next week. Because
it's been a lot.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot, and maybe I'll do something a little special for next week. To give all thanks, but just thank you for everyone for being there for us, supporting us. We've got a huge increase in subscribers in the last 2 weeks, which was like insane. Our audio, I was looking at the audio logs and we're averaging some solid numbers per episode. And that's it. It's definitely good. So for all the new subscribers within the last 2 weeks, welcome aboard. Welcome to the movement. We appreciate you, jobbers. Following us, share us. But we want to hear from you. Like, seriously, like, we want to hear from you. Give us a call, 419-777-IRWP. You can reach us on social media, at Real WrestleCast on Twitter. If you're on Instagram, you can hit us up at It's Real Wrestling Podcast, or in any of those social media platforms. Just hit hashtag IRWP, and we'll find you. We'll subscribe back to you guys. So just
absolutely,
let us know that you're out there.
Yeah, because if not, we don't know if you like the show or not. Actually, hit us up on Twitter, DMs, and say, yeah, your show is pretty much trash, and I'm not gonna be offended by it. Matter of fact, tell us the show is trash, as long as you come with a reason about why it sucked. We'd love to hear from you guys. So for the live listeners or the live watchers, you can see it on the screen right now, how to subscribe, how to hit us up anytime, give us a call. We'll answer. Sage and Mark will answer. Both of our phones are set to answer the hot phone lines. So appreciate you guys listening. We had a great 2017. We're looking forward to a great, really good 2018. A lot going on in the world, like we always say. Have fun out there. You know, keep it real, keep it gangster. A lot of good stuff going on this year. We got some good plans for 2018. Personally, I can't wait to show you guys working on. Sage, I'm gonna hit you up this weekend with a pic that you've been waiting for. I could send over to you so you can get the graphics working.
No nudes.
Other than that, I'm not gonna be sending you any pics this weekend on any graphics you're gonna be working on. But everybody, you know, we tell y'all at the end of each and every show, peace, love, unity, and respect. And at the end of the day, just keep it real.
Keep it real. Monkey needs a hug.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Ben Goose, and thank you for listening to today's show. We really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us in 2017, and we're looking forward to the journey with you in 2018. The thoughts and opinions, they are that of the host and not of the IRWP. Hey, take a look at us. Come visit us. You can see it here. If you click on in your podcast, wherever you're listening to this podcast, go ahead and click on the description. You'll see where to find us. IRWP.us at Real WrestleCast. Hit us up anytime. We'd love to hear from you guys at Real WrestleCast. DM us whatever you need. And at the end of the day, keep it real.